How are you doing, folks? It's Joe Value here for Code Bear Sports on Wednesday morning with 4 selections for today. Uh, Before I get on to them, just touch on yesterday. Reverend Jacobs wasn't a bad selection yesterday at Kempton. He was just touched off at a big price. I thought he was going to place, but unfortunately just got nutted close to the line. But the other selection, Future Romance, that was a poor enough decision by me to put that up as a selection. As it turns out, I was twixt between Future Romance and Island Nation. He got beat as well, so made no difference really. I would have been sick now if Island Nation had won alright, because schoolboy error putting JP McMahon short price horse in. He's just unlucky, so he is. I'm not saying anything untoward happens, but it just never seems to work out for him. So and they were unlucky there. He's even unlucky with his second string, or presumed second string. Mark Walsh chose Future Romance, but they nearly got the money with JP's second string, and we'll just leave that there. So I won't be going near that type of horse again, no matter how well handicapped it looks on flat form. She didn't seem to enjoy her transition over to hurdling. She didn't bring the same improvement anyway this time. But she's still young, and I'm sure she'll exploit that handicap mark at some stage. Okay, moving on to tomorrow, or today even, the 1:15 at Navan, a horse called Keel Bay for Billy Lee and a friend of the show, Kenny Condon, who's doing us great favours and has done anytime we've tipped him, one of his horses really. Keel Bay, obviously, a very, very good run up the curl last time. Just seems to be really getting the hang of things now. They started them off in a listed race, so that'll give you a fair indication of what the ability that they think is there. So Keel Bay at around 11-4. I'm going to stick it in there as a 2-point win for Billy Lee, Kenny Condon, and related to soft ground winners. So the ground, I think it's yielding ground at the moment, so shouldn't really make any odds. So Keel Bay there, 2-point win in the first race for Billy Lee and Kenny Condon at around 11-4. Going on to the 2:20 at Navan, I'm going to take a wee chance here on a horse called Showmolina. Now, this horse has bags of ability, but doesn't like coming out of the stalls a lot of the time, which is not ideal in a 5.5 furlong race. So stakes will be kept to a minimum. But ability-wise, this horse is by far the best horse in this race. And I think it's interesting. It's been off for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Maybe they've done a bit of stalls work with it, and maybe it's coming out of the stalls a bit better now these days. Time will tell. Obviously, trained by Johnny Levens, so and ridden by Sam Ewing. So hopefully they can get him out there within 3 or 4 lengths out of the stalls would do. He's just been giving himself mountains to climb, and but no doubt the ability is there to win a race of this nature, and I'll stick it up there as a point win at around 6-1. I'm not 100% sure what price that is now. I think it's around 6 or 7-1. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll go a point win, and hopefully it'll come out of the stalls in some half decent nature, and if it does, it'll probably win. Moving on to the 2:13 at Sedgefield, a horse called Just Call Me Al. Now, the wee problem here with Sedgefield today is, got plenty of rain, and they're giving it soft, but it's good to soften places. So I'm hoping this Just Call Me Al can get away with that. He's by presenting. I don't like going back in horses by presenting on soft ground, but it's good to soften places. Kind of swings in this lad's favour. He's had a wind operation 2 starts ago, and showed the benefit of that by winning at Sedgefield on good ground last time. Has some form on soft ground, so should be okay. And it's just a horse now that he knows he's able to breathe now and finish off his races properly, so he might just be able to win 1 or 2 more here before the real bad ground starts. The real winter ground comes into play. So I'll go from today. Just Call Me Al, 2-point win there, 5-2 in the 2:15 at Sedgefield. And my final selection, this could be a handicap snip, as the fella says. In the 4:33 at Sedgefield, a horse called Ottavio, who had reasonable form out forward on soft ground, on heavy ground, so the change in ground conditions won't bother this at all. Uh, Goes back down to 2 mile today. Ran very well against two decent novices last time at Stratford. Jumped well in the main, and didn't settle great early on, but the 2 mile here in a handicap uh, should help in that respect, and just could be thrown in here for Charlie Hammond and Dr. Newland. So there's your 4 selections for today. What I said, 2-point win on the last one there as well, Ottavio. So yeah, we'll go with them. Best of luck. I wouldn't blame anyone for doing a small each way Yankee on them as well, because there's over 8 runners in each of the races, so each way is okay in my book. That's it now for today. Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports. Bet safe, enjoy the sport, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All the best now. Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports.